If we didn't have an army, and instead every civilian had guns, yeah, and they can buy whatever guns they want, all the ammo they want, and get all the training they want, but there was no army, October 7th style attacks and bombings and all that would never ever happen, because I'm saying they could break through a fence and come. It doesn't matter. We're all armed. We can just kill them. Meaning all the people that died on October 7th, they died because they weren't armed and they weren't trained. But if they were armed and trained, and it wasn't just one of them, like in every community, one guy with a gun because he has a license, because he works for the government. No. If every single one of them had guns on them and were trained to use them, no one would have died. I'm saying we have better guns, we have better training, we have more people. Come and attack us if you want. I don't give a shit. We're gonna kill you. Like, the reason why Hamas was able to kill so many people and kidnap people is because those people don't have guns and they don't have training to use guns and they don't have munitions. They just don't have a way to fight back. They're sitting there waiting for the army, the government to come. The government didn't come on purpose. The government didn't come. I'm saying our government, you call it what you want, they're not on our back. They're not on our team. Saying, if they're on my team, yeah, I don't believe that for a second, that anyone who works for the government's on my team. I'm saying, you could say, like, our team versus whose team. Like, in a way, you could pull off, you could believe that they're on your team, and, like, I don't know, you have to be really retarded to think the government's on your side, you know? So I'm saying the government shouldn't be telling us who could buy guns, and then forcing us to go to an army, and then, you know what I'm saying? We don't need an army. We need an army because of Hamas. First of all, Bibi Netanyahu and the government of Israel funded Hamas, started Hamas as a way to, you know, they didn't want the Palestinian Authority. The way it was working out, it was going to end up with a state. They didn't want the Palestinian Authority to have its own state, so they funded an opposition, a more extreme, you know. I'm just saying, first of all, we never would have had a Hamas problem if not for the government. They formed, the Israeli government and Bibi Netanyahu formed Hamas. They funded it and formed it and supported it. I don't know if I'm blaming them. I'm just telling you the facts, okay? Maybe they thought they were doing the right thing. Maybe it was the right thing. I don't know. Maybe it's good to kill Jews. I don't know. But I'm just saying, Chas v'shalom, it's not good to kill Jews, but whatever. You get what I'm saying? I don't know anything, but for sure I know that we don't need the government to protect us or to tell us which drugs we're allowed to take and when and who I'm allowed to have sex with and who I'm allowed to marry. I don't need the government involved in my life, okay? So, like, I do believe in biblical courts and all that, but you can't tell me a government is a biblical court, that they follow the Bible. No, it doesn't. Tell me, I mean, show me which biblical verse or which page of Talmud says I can't smoke weed. Show me which biblical verse or page of Talmud says that I can't marry two women in court. Because Ben Gvir is bragging about how the state of Israel just arrested a guy because he came back from outside of Israel. They arrested him in the airport. Why? He came back with the second wife. They arrested him in the airport. What the fuck? Show me which biblical verse or page of Talmud talks about man can't marry more than one woman. That's bullshit. A woman, obviously, if she's married, can't be with anyone else. That's different. A woman is like land. She's owned. She's purchased. She's possessed by the man. A man is no connection to that. I'm saying a man acquires, he doesn't get acquired. A man is not allowed to be acquired. You can't acquire a man. It's very bad to sell yourself into slavery. If a guy wants to stay in slavery, we pierce his ear to show him, like, your ear is not listening. You're owned by God. A man is owned by God. A woman is owned by the man. That's how it is. And that, whatever, it's the way it's supposed to be. It's a healthy. A woman needs to be owned. A man also needs to be owned by God. A woman needs to be owned by man. She needs that step between. That's the way she's built, okay? A man can never be owned. It's very unhealthy for a man to be owned. A woman needs to be owned, okay? And an owner can own multiple things, but a thing can't be owned by multiple owners. That's very fucked up. We do it in businesses, you have partnerships, but with a woman, for sure not. She's owned by one man. Anyways, how are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the government. Yeah, exactly. We don't need an army, bro. Everyone's like, oh, you need an army, otherwise Hamas. What do you mean, otherwise Hamas? The government formed Hamas. That's one, first of all. Second of all, the government's the ones who restricted us from having guns. If there was no government, we would all have guns. And if there was no army, for sure we would have guns, because we wouldn't be relying on someone else that's not even there to protect us. right? Do you get what I'm saying, bro? And if there was no army, we wouldn't be killing Palestinians. I'm not saying it's wrong to kill Palestinians. I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying we wouldn't, if we didn't have an army, we wouldn't be killing Palestinians. No one would be mad at us. This whole bullshit would never exist. And no one would ever be able to hurt us because every civilian would have guns. So it's like, you could attack this specific city. The whole city's going to be there with their guns. They're just going to kill you. You're like, oh, but we need like fighter jets and tanks and all that. I don't know. You really need fighter jets and tanks because they're going to come to fighter jets and tanks, I guess. So you could have every city can have, if they want, they can have a fighter jets and tanks. Why do I have to have a government forcing people to go do it? You're telling me they're not going to do it on their own? That's not true. If there was no government and no army, people would still take initiative. There are leaders that will come up and they'll start businesses. Why are we buying fighter jets from America and missiles from America? No, we'll make it ourselves and we'll bomb whoever the fuck we want and no one can tell us no. Because we're not a government. We're just private people doing whatever the fuck we want in our own land. It's like, oh, so you need someone in charge? No, you don't. You need righteous courts, bro. You need righteous courts. That's it. Righteous courts have enforcers. Of course they do. They have enforcers. But they're not just random cops, random pieces of shit. No, they're people that follow the court's rulings and they go and enforce it. So that I'm with. I'm with the government. If it's a biblical court that enforces biblical law, without overreaching and overextending and you know, beating me up for no reason and arresting me for no reason and telling me I have to take a vaccine and put on a mask. Like, I'm just saying, you don't see how they went too far with this whole government thing and this whole army thing. This army thing is bullshit, by the way. You don't need a fucking army. You need civilians to be armed and trained. And again, if you're going to say, well, what about we need fighter jets and army tanks? We can do it ourselves. We don't need a centralized government telling everyone who should fight in this tank and who's this, that. Every city, if they really fucking want, they can fucking build a runway, build their own fighter jets, and they can train their own pilots. And you don't need to have a centralized system that's forcing everyone to come and join their army and SHMADing every single Jew, boy and girl, just SHMADing them. SHMAD, straight up Xerish SHMAD. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, oh, at that point, you're also going to have, every city has their own air force and their own army and whatever. They should also be connected. Yeah, they should. The leaders should get together and the soldiers should get together and they should do training together and it's good. Everything should be together. But you don't need an official army. No, you don't. You don't need an army. You just need that people are armed. And being armed doesn't mean that I can get a pistol. It means I can go fucking build myself a fucking fighter jet. A B-2 bomber, bro, if I want. And if I want, I'll go bomb my fucking neighbor's house with a B-2 bomber because he pissed me off. And no one can tell me shit because I'm a Jew in Israel. So I violate the biblical law, so send the biblical law enforcers after me. But enough of this bullshit. Let me smoke my weed and don't fucking send my neighbors to the army. And don't threaten me that you're going to take me to the army. Don't fucking send me into Gaza. Dude, honestly, like, it's retarded that they sent soldiers into Gaza. If you really believe that they're wicked and they should die, so bomb the whole place and kill everyone, bro. And if you don't believe that, then why are you killing anyone? It's like, oh, no, we're just going in to get our hostages. Bullshit, bro. More soldiers died than hostages in this army. The whole thing makes no sense. I'm just saying, I don't see any making sense of it. I don't see anything. Nothing of this war makes sense to me. Nothing of the government makes sense to me. You know, whatever. Come arrest me. Free speech. It's really crazy, by the way. In Israel, people do get arrested for saying things. I don't know. I used to be scared when I first, like 2020 lockdown. I, like, watched this 10-part documentary about, like, QAnon. And, like, whatever. It opened up my brain to a whole bunch of stuff, like, ideas. And I was like, wow. Like, I freaked out. But then, I was like, oh, shit. The government's going to come after me because I'm speaking about all this shit. I really thought they would come after me. Okay, thank God they're not that crazy. They don't come after every motherfucker spewing his bullshit on Facebook. But they do come after specific people. If you mess with the wrong politicians, bro, they'll use the law against you and they'll fucking arrest you for terrorism, whatever. I don't know, whatever you want, whatever they want, they can just make it up. Yo, Israeli cops don't care, bro. I'm just saying, like, I'm glad that at least they're Jews, some of them. But, like, dude, I've been beaten up by Jewish Israeli cops. I'm just saying, yo. Government does whatever the fuck they want here. The cops do whatever they want. No one has any accountability. For real. For real. I know a case even where I know a rapist that's walking around Israel. He's walking around free, man. He's in the soldier, IDF, whatever. He's a rapist. I know he's a rapist. I know he raped someone. I'm just saying, the cops, there's no accountability, nothing. I'm just saying, in Israel, there's no accountability. And if they want to fuck you, they'll fuck you. If they don't, they'll leave you alone. And it's really up to them. And it's nothing to do with your behavior. I try to do what I could about the rapist. I told people in our friend group. I'm saying, me and this dude have a lot of mutual friends. So I told a lot of people, you know. Most of them, like, just took his side and, like, defended him. Which is, like, retarded, dude. The guy raped a girl and you don't give a shit? You don't give a shit that the guy raped a girl? A Jewish girl. He raped a Jewish girl. And it's like, no one cares, bro. I'm just saying, it's not just the government and the police. It's his friend, everyone. No one cares, bro. There's zero accountability. Fine girl. Israel does have cute girls. I think the hottest girls in the world are in Israel. But when I posed the question on Facebook, I was asking which nationality. In Israel, you can't say it's a nationality, bro. Because, yeah, you have girls that have been living in Israel. Their parents never left. They've been here for 2,000 years straight, 3,000 years straight, whatever it is. There are families like that. There's always been Jews living here. But it's very hard to find. Most girls walking around, I'm saying, they look like whichever country they've been in for the last 2,000 years. So there is a look. When I see an Israeli girl in America, I can point it out right away. Oh, she's Israeli. But it's not, when you're in Israel, I'm saying, okay, what type of Israeli is it? Where she come from? Is it Moroccan? Is it this? Is it Syrian? You know, what is it? You could point out an Israeli girl because they have a certain style, certain this, certain that. And also it's like, obviously they're Israeli because if it's a Jewish girl and she's not American, where else is she from? Oh, she's French. Okay, fine. Like, other than France, where else do you have the Jews? You don't have Jews in Iran, Iraq, Syria, all these places where we used to be. They kicked us all out. They killed, you know, we're all gone. There's no more Jews there. So obviously if you see a Jewish girl, she's Israeli. But also I think they do have a certain look. Whatever, I'm trying to say the prettiest girls in the world are definitely in Israel. And the Israeli girls are the hottest girls. My question is, from which nationality? It's very hard to say Israel is a nationality because there's very, very few girls that have been living in Israel for 3,000 years straight. They exist, but the majority of them aren't. The majority of them are left Israel for like 2,000 years and came back, right? You could go to other places like Ukraine. They pretty much just lived in Ukraine. If you go to Ukraine, the girls have been living there for, I don't know, hundreds of years at least. I don't know how long. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I think Israeli girls are the hottest. Shimshon had sex with who he wanted and he did what he wanted. And he was a shofet. He was a leader of Israel. Spiritual and physical leader. He fought our wars. He was the Messiah of his generation. Just saying, it's a little bit of bullshit when people say, oh, you can't have sex with this woman, you can't have sex with that type of people. You're only allowed to have sex in a specific way, bro. It's all a bullshit scam, bro. They want to tell you, they want to control you, bro. And they're like, people get like a kick out of controlling you and like telling you who you could have sex with and when and how. Bro, you only have to answer to God. God laid out the rules in the Bible. I'm saying, I don't think Shimshon broke any rules of the Bible, but maybe he did. I don't know. Either way, he was Holy of Holies and he was the Messiah and he was the leader. So I'm saying my standard is I just want to be like Shimshon. I don't want to be better than Shimshon. I don't want to be worse than Shimshon. I want to be like Shimshon. And I'm saying, as far as I can understand stories, Shimshon had sex with who he wanted, when he wanted. No one told him what to do. You know, they pissed him off. He killed people. When he got angry, people pissed him off. He just went and killed them. He killed towns. He didn't give a shit. Shimshon did not give a shit. He had no American president telling him what to do, bro. Straight up, if Shimshon was around today, I'm just saying, and people messed with him and his family, dude, he'd fucking go to America, destroy the White House. He'll fucking destroy the White House. Just destroy the fucking White House by himself with his bare hands. No missiles, no bombs. He'll destroy the fucking White House. Going to Gaza, bro, he'll kill every single motherfucker and bring back hostages. He's not... This whole mentality, like, we need America or we need to listen to them, or we have to give two shits about the world's opinion. I'm just saying, it's very anti-biblical. Biblical Jews living in biblical Israel, bro. We don't need no one's opinion. It's a little retarded. I for sure don't need the Israeli government's opinion. I don't need the Israeli government approval. Fuck the Israeli government. SHMAD. Straight SHMAD. Whatever, I'm saying they're doing a lot of things right. Like, Bibi even has now Bibi has, like, in all his, like, talks, he has the Zohar behind him. Is he doing it just for the look? I don't give a shit why he's doing it. The fact is, we have a leader. He's not my leader. He's not my prime minister. No kings. But I'm saying the fact is, the dude has a Zohar on his shelf. Like, would you rather him not have a Zohar on the shelf? Would you rather that he does have a Zohar on the shelf? I think that's a good thing. Right? Making sense or no? Okay, I think I have to go. Chavez. I don't have to go anywhere, but I think it's fine.